Hi everyone. Once again, not too much action in the market today, but we did finish higher. The New York Stock on most of the indexes. The New York Stock Exchange finishing flat, up 0.15 cents today, moving 0.00%. That pretty much sums up today pretty nicely. The Russell 2000 was the weak boy on the day, only down 0.22%. Has that intraday tail right off the 200-day moving average. So we continue to find support around the 200-day moving average. If we can blast off this line on volume, I'll be more than happy to look for leading stocks to go long, but for right now, I'm still. I'll show you some charts here in a little bit that look interesting, but there's no new longs tonight. And I did day trade HDY very well today, and I'll show you that intraday. But I had to leave to go surfing later on, and so closed half the position and then sold the rest at the end of the day. Might want to have waited to the morning, but whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, so the market just, Russell 2000, like I said, bouncing around the 200-day moving average. This is we need to see this work its way higher. If it fails the 200-day moving average here, that will not be good, I don't think, and I think the market will want to see lower lows. The NASDAQ is getting that 200-day moving average and 50-day moving average getting closer and closer and closer. If those two lines get to kissing each other and then we get a breakout higher or lower, I believe that's the direction the market will want to go. For now, we're in no man's land, so I continue to wait. The S&P 500 was up today, but 1884.66 leaves us below the old highs, the old closing highs of 1890. So once again, until we close above that, I'm not getting rid of my hedge. And I still don't see this index as being that overbought yet, so that could very easily happen. Same way at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're waiting for a new closing high, but once again, this volume being well below average today. Also, volume well below average on the NASDAQ just leaves a lot to the imagination, so it ain't that bullish. I got some sells. HEES closing below the 50-day moving average and strong volume. Since we have such a huge gain, this would normally be 25%, but this is the third day in a row of big volume, and like I said, we already got a market that's in trouble. I've had a lot of long-term winners give me sell signals, so this is a 50% sell. TPC not acting right immediately. The very first day after the long signal, it worked out, so it started off pretty well. And showing us a gain, open at 30.09. I really now, in hindsight, wish I would have gotten it here off the 50-day moving average. That was a pretty strong signal, but this is the day it showed up in my scan. So what are you going to do? 5.1. Go long in the morning, 5.2. And quickly, we are now closing at 29.16, which is below the 29.48 of our open of our signal date. And that, along with the close below the 20-day moving average, makes this a 50% sell. You could go up to 75% on this one because it should have worked immediately with these 2 days of accumulation, that strong volume followed by the third day of strength. This price action should not be happening today. So that's a 50% to 75% sell. And also PH, I know it looks like everything's fine with it. However, it's closing below the 10-day moving average on above average volume before producing any gains whatsoever. So that is a 25% sell signal. Possibly if you want to go up to a 33% sell signal, I believe I will be doing that. No longs, no shorts, but I want to show you some charts that are interesting to me. PRFT looks like it might want to try to bottom here. Volume isn't that impressive, but I did notice that. ICAD, you can see today, pocket pivot point buy signal, surge in volume, been tightening up off the lows. That could be good if it wants to resolve itself higher, but here on an arithmetic chart, you can see it has a ton of resistance to work its way through. So if it does move higher, it could still fail. IBN, nice move, 3 days in a row off this 50-day moving average level. I wouldn't want to buy such an outside average true range day compared to the way it's been trading lately, but that's normally bullish in a bull market. But like I said, we don't have the most bullish of tapes here. MACK. You can see it's finding its lows following its gap higher 2 days ago, so that one might be one that's interesting here later on. Also, FNHC is giving a pocket pivot point buy signal as it attempts to break out. And my Skyworks Solutions, closing at 41.97. It did not get above 42.16 at the close, so it's got to close at 42.17 to trigger a new long signal. And let's say even if you had your things intraday, it didn't even get 42.16, but SWKS is in the works for a breakout to new high. Buy stops are set up and ready to go. And then also WPRT, that earnings winner I was telling you about, it continues to work its way higher. If it can consolidate sideways and break out, this is definitely one I would like to add on to. And now I want to go ahead and go to HDY. HDY. Where is my HDY? There we go. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and close out all of this junk so I can focus on this chart. Okay, so HDY gapped up in the morning, big earnings winner, big contract, a lot of news stories was being touted about in a ton of chat rooms, blah, blah, blah. Finds support here in between 10.15, 10.45, starts to rally higher. This is where you want to buy it. This is where I did not buy it first of all. So it finds support here at these levels, at these lows, right around the 250 area. Starts to break out, and that's good. When it comes back down here to the 250 area, this is when I initiated my first buy and went long HDY. HDY then trended higher, and the other area to buy it was right here, found support again. Started to move higher here, and then once again found support and broke out right here. So the next buy was this breakout right here, right at the 285 level. And it trended higher nicely the entire day for the rest of the day. Once again, coming down here, multiple support level test. Coming down here, multiple support level test. Another breakout here. A very strong volume also, more confirmation going all the way into close 445. This was a very impressive day for this stock overall. This does not work out normally like this, but what an incredible day in HDY. I know some people that made a ton of money trading this stock. So this is why we got to focus on earnings winners, and we have to day trade, because this is where the money's at. Just like WPRT the day before, when you find support levels being tested and you see sellers dry up on level 2, don't be afraid to go long, because if it then closes below the support lows, that's where you cut your loss. Same thing with right here, the same thing right here, the same thing right here when you have multiple tests. So right here would not have been a good one, because you would have broken down, cut your losses right here, then it would have gone back up again. Then this is where you get your second test of support right here, right before 2 p.m. Works its way higher, never goes below it again. So right here, once you get a breakout, you can go long. You can hold it as it pulls back, which is dangerous, not something I would do, until it broke here. As you can see, never broke below this support level and moved higher. If you're not out of all of it by now, if you were day trading it, you would want to get out of almost all of it in the morning. Maybe you keep 25% of it. Me, I got completely out because I decided to go surfing. But it was a good day trade. It wasn't much, so I can't brag about it, but that's how these intraday earnings winners work. You got to buy them on support. If it breaks support, you cut your losses. This is the second successful day of me doing this. So once again, it appears to be where this methodology of mine is heading until trend following decides to work again. Thank you. Aloha.